Well, I believe we are live. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our Wholeness Challenge, Revolution Challenge. We have been going for 5 days since January the 22nd. And on Monday, the 22nd, we had our spiritual department, Dr. Perry L. Austin. And on Tuesday, we had our very own Dr. Ed Wheeler, who did such a phenomenal job. And Wednesday, we had Dr. Kimberly Austin, phenomenal job as well with Dr. Yvette Mitchell. And also Thursday, we also had our very own Dr. Ed Wheeler as well. And so today is our financial department with our president, also Gary Sugar, and who's going to be here tonight. So you don't want to miss that. And our very own dean of the financial department, Professor Keith Dalton. And today we have a very, very special lady who's going to come and present to us. And so, Professor Dalton, I see you and welcome. And would you like to introduce our presenter today? I was going to do it, but I see the dean is here. So would you like to introduce Pastor Sheila as she gets ready to present for us today?
No, you do it. No, I'll do it. I'm just joking. Pastor Sheila is one of the instructors in the financial department, and she teaches real estate and how to get your personal affairs in order. And she has been involved in real estate for a long time. She bought her first house when she was 24, and her mom was involved in real estate for 30 years. She was known as the real estate kid. So she's very compassionate about seniors and taking care of seniors. And so she's got a lot of information that she can share with us on how to purchase real estate, take advantage of some of the things in the real estate industry. And also she'll talk about what to consider when protecting those assets like real estate and making sure that you have your personal affairs in order. So take it away, Pastor Sheila.
Well, good morning. Good morning, everybody. It's so great to see you and have you here at XI Now Success Academy Worldwide, our Wholeness Revolution Challenge. Come on, put up some, excuse me, put up some hand claps, some hearts, and let us see that you are here and excited. We are so grateful that you are here with us today. And if that would be said, first of all, I would like to say that the class presented by XI Now are for educational and entertainment purposes. By joining this Zoom, you are accepting that your likeness may be recorded and that you may be used, the pictures may be used or the video in the future. The opinions of the instructor do not necessarily reflect the beliefs of XI Now. So thank you for joining us. It's great to see you all here. I'm just excited about this Revolution Challenge, Wholeness Empowerment Challenge. We all want to become better versions of ourselves. So we are working on ourselves each and every day. With that being said, I would like to just have a word of prayer. Father God, we just thank you. We love you and we appreciate you, God, for all that you have done in our lives. We thank you for this platform. We thank you for the founder, Dr. Terrence Van Wilson, and for Lady Denise Wilson, the COO, and each one here that is represented in each of the 5 pillars. We thank you so very much. We pray that you are in the midst, and we pray that those that hear will be educated and that they will be able to take away something to value their lives. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. Thank you so much. Well, I'm so grateful to be here today and excited that you are here. And I want to talk to you about two things that are my passion. One is I teach Real Estate 101, and also a class called Getting Your Business in Order. And for right now, we're going to discuss real estate. Real Estate 101. Why do I teach that? Because everybody needs a roof over their head. Real estate is my passion, and getting your business in order is so very important. We have the 5 pillars here: the spiritual department, the physical department, social, mental, and of course, the financial department. And it takes all of those to work together as a glove. If you put your hand inside of a glove and you take your 5 fingers and you put your fingers in each space in the glove, in order to work that glove, you need all of your fingers. They all work together to help you ball a fist. So all of these departments, we all work together to ensure that we all are better versions of ourselves. And that is the great thing when we can work together. There was a song that I heard the songwriter say, I need you and you need me, because we are all a part of God's body and we have to all work together. So Real Estate 101, I want to talk to you about 4 points. Number 1, when you're talking about real estate and you are thinking about whether it's a residential, commercial, land, or even houseboats, recreational, in the mindset, you must get a goal. In order to reach where you're trying to go, you develop a goal. And at a young age, I always said I wanted to own a home. I wanted my own home. And so as a young lad, even in high school, I set a goal to be a homeowner. So that's the first thing. The Bible says, do not despise small beginnings. And when you're thinking about it, you start out small. If some of us have a desire, we want to have a mansion, or we want to have a super big house, or whatever it is that you want. But if you start out small, just get a house so that you are not taking your resources and giving them away. Because as a homeowner, you have leverage. Not only do you have leverage, because you can go to the bank and say, well, I own my home and I would like to buy a larger home. What do I need to do to help me get into position to better my assets that I already have in this home? So number 1, your first thing is to have a goal. Make a goal for you and yourself and your family that you can and will become a homeowner. Some people say, I want to be a landowner. Instead of giving me 40 acres in a mill, give me an acre. Give me 2 acres or 10 acres, whatever it is. And when you buy land, you always have that land. You can build 1 house or 10 houses, whatever you choose. By owning your land, you can you can put your own map out to do what it is that you choose to do. So why should you become a homeowner? Because every and each day of your life, you will need shelter over your head. And you'll need a place to live. You'll have security for yourself and for your family. If you ever have a family member that becomes homeless, you have a place that you can allow them, within reason, a place to live for a period of time until they get themselves together. Okay, now number 2, in order to become a homeowner, you will need income. That's number 1. You will need income. Really, that's really number one, but we're going to call it number two. And in order to do business, you will have to have a bank account, and you must have income in the bank, and you can establish a relationship when you go to a bank. You can go to Chase, Wells Fargo. It doesn't matter where you go. You go into a bank and establish a rapport, and I believe you can open a checking account with $5. $5. If you have a check, um, you can go to the bank, open up an account, put $5 in it, $20, $50, whatever you can put in there to establish a rapport with the bank. Okay. Meet the loan officers at the bank, meet the tellers. As you come into the bank, monthly or bi-weekly, to cash your check or to have your check automatically deposited, you are establishing a relationship with the bank. Now, we know that times are changing and a lot of people are going to online banking. So even though you can do online banking, you still can show up at the bank every now and then, maybe once a month. If you choose not to go in the bank, I remember when I drove transit, and because I always picked my bus up on the road, I didn't have time to go all the way across town to the bank. So I established a automatic deposit, and I would go in the bank every now and then. So you don't have to go into the bank. And at this day and time, in the 2000s, a lot of banking is changing. Like myself, I'm a little bit old school. I like to go in the bank so I can see who's depositing my check, get a receipt in my hand, whether I need to get rolls of quarters or get a money order or a cashier's check or what have you. You can establish those things by having a relationship and a rapport with the bank. And so also, as you grow in your real estate venture, as you grow as an entrepreneur and becoming an investor or a homeowner or a commercial property owner or a multiplex owner, as you become that person, having a rapport with the bank, finding out about wiring money, going into the bank and learning about all of these different things that occur at the bank. So the more information you know, the better off you are. And it's a learning process. I'm still learning some of these things. I think it was last year, I know about wiring, but I went to wire some money, and the bank says, oh, you have to have a signature on hand. And from one state to another state. And I figured, well, I have an account. I already have this account. I just want to wire some money. But no, you have to set those things up so that when you make a phone call and say, well, I just bought a mansion in Dubai, I need to wire some money. So you have wiring activity from one bank to the other bank, but you will have to set that up. So that's a part of learning in the financial realm and banking. And like I said, the more questions you ask, the more you'll know. And it's good to sit down with a banker every now and then and have goals in that area so that you can know what it is that you need to do. So if you want to go to the bank and buy some commercial property or a investment property, you'll know the banks can tell you, well, we need you to have 20% of the investment property down for this property if you want to purchase it. And you'll have yourself in a better position. So the more you ask, the more you'll know. And that puts yourself in a good position. Okay, thirdly, you need to have current taxes. That's always been the 4-letter, really /5-letter word that most people don't want to hear. taxes. Taxes show the bankers that you are up on top of your business and that you have kept up with you have an employer, you're an employee, or you have your own business and you're keeping up on top of your taxes. Now, on the business side, there are different things other than employees. Okay, now as a person working for a company, you get a W-2 form that you fill out, and your employer takes your taxes out. They may take out enough. If you file for an exemption, they may not take anything out. But it's imperative that you know what's going on with your finances, okay? Because when you go to purchase property, the banks will want to see at least the last 2 years, the previous 2 years of taxes. Sometimes they may ask for 3 years. Okay, so you want to keep up, you want to be responsible for yourself. If you are married, you want to have discussions about these topics. And for some reason, talking about money, finances seem to be taboo for people. I don't know, sometimes people get married and they don't discuss finances until they're already married. These are things we discuss before we get married because you're assuming something that you don't have any idea about. And not only that, I can remember when I was married, my husband and I, we had a different approach. We had to take several different approaches. At one point in my life, we had a checking account and we put the monies for the bills for the home in a joint checking account. You got your account, I got my account. Then we have a joint account. Whatever you need to do to make the situation work for you, everybody's situation is different. And no one can tell you how to deal with your business. That's your business. But whatever you do, you need to know what you're doing and have a great understanding about it. Because this will affect you when you get ready to make a purchase. Okay, so like my husband, he didn't want to purchase property or anything like that. So sometimes you have to come to an agreement, agree to disagree. You agree that you don't want to buy no property, but I do. So in that case, this is the way I'm going to, then I need to, you don't want to file jointly, you want to file taxes by yourself, and I file taxes by myself. I don't know how you want to do it, but whatever works for you, that's what you need to do. And really, it's nobody's business how you conduct your affairs in your home. All I'm saying is dot every I and cross every T. Be in position, be poised in position, and always ready. And my old saying is, if you stay ready, you don't have to get ready. Okay? So when it comes down to purchasing a home, you're always ready. You're always ready. The house next door to you may come available. And if you're not ready, you may miss out on an opportunity to buy your block. Okay? So that's all I'm saying. So come to a conscious decision as a couple on how you want to work your finances. If you want to file taxes jointly or separately, it can work. You just have to know exactly what you're doing and what you're going to do. Because once again, when you go to the bank, they're not going to be in your affairs. They're not going to try to explain it to you. All they're going to say is, we need your taxes. And then that's what you do, is bring them your taxes. Okay, now number 4, the third part of becoming a homeowner is your credit. Yes. Take a breath. Your credit. So many times we don't like to discuss our credit. Maybe we haven't been the best steward over our finances, or we have some things that are lingering and we haven't taken care of those affairs, your credit and your FICO score. The bank is going to want to know your FICO score. When you purchase a car, these also come into play. But we're talking about real estate. Real estate is one of the largest purchases that you will make in your life. And if you own a home, you own your own bank. I'll explain that to you later. Know your credit score. You should always know your status. Do you know your credit score today? Know your credit score. Know what your bills are. Know how much your income is. Know when you get paid. Pay your bills on time. Never be late. And remember, there is a 10-day grace period. On your mortgage, your credit, and some utilities, they give you a 10-day grace period. So if your rent or mortgage is due on the 1st, on the 15th, now I know this for a fact with mortgages, your mortgage may be due by the 5th. You have 10 days. 10 days. Don't wait till the 10th day, which becomes the 15th. On the 16th, there is a late fee that is accrued. So, say for instance, you don't get paid till the 8th of the month, and you get paid on the 8th. Make your payment as soon as possible, or get yourself in a position that you are always a month ahead. Okay? Get it together. If you don't take care of your business, then who will? It's your responsibility. Okay, so there are 12 months in a year. It's not very hard. If you have a mortgage, you know that 12 times in the year, you must make your mortgage payment. Okay, there are 52 weeks a year. In a leap year, there are 53 weeks in a year. 24 semi-payments or 24 pay periods in the month. Now, I like to take a calendar and go through the calendar and circle. You can do it with a red pen, a blue pen, whatever. Just take a calendar, like this is the 1st of the year, and every payday, circle it. So if you know you get paid on the 5th, circle that day. If you get paid twice a month, some people get paid once a month. That means they only get 12 checks a year. That's a hard one. Well, circle each pay period. Take the time out, get a plan. Decide how you will plan out your bills for the year. Now, I can admit that when I was in my 20s, I was a much better planner than I am today, because there's so many things going on in life. You have so many activities, working, everything. You just list it. But sometimes, someday on the weekend, take a day on the week. One day you have to take out time and take care of your business, because your business will lag if you don't. And like I said, if you don't take care of your business, then who will? You are responsible for you. So take time out, get a plan, take a calendar, go through the calendar, write down each payday, circle it, circle around that day. Then you can write on a piece of paper, write down all of your bills, every bill that you have. rent, car payment, insurance, life insurance, light bill, gas bill, water bill. I do it from the date that it's due, credit cards, write it all down. And then if you like to, you can write it on the calendar. On today, the 25th, the gas bill is due and the amount. And then what you do is you look at your paydays and decide what you're going to pay. If you get paid twice a month, what will I pay at the beginning of the month, and what can I pay as at the end of the month? And that will keep you from getting in the rearage. That works if you work it. Okay? Like I said, I was better at it in my 20s. I'm working on it. That's work in progress. So we all can work on that. But it also helps you to keep from being late with your bills. Now, I will tell you this. You can also separate bills that affect your credit, like your credit cards and so forth, things like that will affect your credit. Not so much your insurance, your car insurance, your life insurance, those stuff. Those are very important bills, but you can separate those bills to make sure that you pay every single thing on time that's going to affect your credit, because you don't want it to affect your FICO score. Okay, this will help you get organized. Be like Nike and just do it. Okay? Okay. So also, that's what it takes to become a homeowner. Just 4 topics. Set a goal, work on your income, your credit score, and of course, your taxes. Now, when you go to become a homeowner to the bank to get a loan, they're going to want to see 2 years of income, 2 years of employment. You have to have 2 years of employment in the same field. So if you are a nurse's aide and then you become a nurse, this a year and a half later, you're still in the same field, and that works. But you can't go from being a janitor to being a nurse, because they want to see that you have established at least 2 years in the same profession. Okay? It's not a hard task. Set a goal. And I would like to say also, doesn't matter what city you're in, most cities have programs to help you become a homeowner. They have programs that's called down payment assistance. So they will help you with a down payment assistance program. All you have to do is Google it. Now, I know Habitat for Humanity is in a lot of cities. They help people with down payment assistance. The programs is called an IDA. I know of 6 programs here in the state of Oregon that will help you. They match, you put $1 in the bank and they match it $2 more for every dollar you make. So if you save $3,000, they will give you $6,000 towards the purchase, and then you have $9,000 towards the purchase of a home. So it is possible, and it only takes 13 months in the down payment assistance program. You have to go for 13 months. You have to go a year plus the 1 month. And it takes you a month to find a home, to go through the process. So if you get in these programs, if you're in a low income, they will help you to get in a position to become a homeowner. So if you have a goal today being 2024, by 2026, you can be in a new home. You can have a new address. It's up to you. Set a goal and work towards it, and it will work itself out. Amen. Amen.
Wow. Wow. What a what wow, just that home run right there. Just that home run, Pastor Sheila. That was so great. And I am so glad that I attended this today. But I do have a question for you. And I know we're going to go into the VIP room. So, all of those who are here, please make sure that if you're watching by YouTube, that you're welcome to go into to come into our VIP room with us. And there is a link that you can hit that link and you can join the VIP room. But while you were talking, you talked about, you have the down payment programs. And I remember before, like being a homeowner, and they didn't really have a lot of those things available to us as far as this was years and years and years ago. To buy a home, and you would have to come up with the down payment, and they didn't necessarily have those type of programs. But now today they have a lot of programs that will help homeowners to purchase their home. And you talked about the habitat, and I used to work with Habitat for people who were low income families. And what we would do is we would help them to save up money. And when they saved up money, Habitat would help to match, and then they would build their house from the ground up. And the key was that the person had to help them build it to participate. Is that program still going forward? Do you know that?
Yes, ma'am. They are still and they are worldwide. And what you said is they have to contribute labor in the building of their home. They have to take a hammer and a nail and hit it, or do some painting, or you have to do so many hours of service to help build your home. And it's a great investment. You're building sweat equity into a property that's going to be yours and your family. And then you are in a program that they're also helping you with the finances to help you have a down payment. Because when you go to purchase a home, there has to be an appraisal and an inspection. There are different things that have to be done, and they have to be paid for. And this helps to get the resources to help you become that homeowner, to reach your goal and be able to see successfully, not only for you, but for your children, for your grandchildren, your generations to come. That brings value to your family. And you know what? It also shows your children and your grandchildren, wow, look what my mom, my dad has done. I want to become a homeowner. So it instills you are doing things without even realizing it. As like my mom sold real estate. I would go to the homes with her to open houses. I would go when she was gonna list a home. And back then, you had the tape measure. And I would hold the tape measure across the room and she'd pull it and we'd measure the room. Well, now they have cell phones, smartphones that you just hold them up and they have digital and they can measure the room just holding up your cell phone. So, that's how I became a real estate kid, and I was passionate and loved looking at homes and wanted to be a homeowner.
It shows that your passion of what you do, it really shows your passion, how passionate you are about helping others to be able to become a homeowner. And nowadays, so many people would like to buy a home, and it can be a little bit difficult because of the economy. And but you talked about credit, and a lot of people are having trouble with their credit today, and because of the economy right now. And so, what would be your best to helping them to telling them how to repair their credit? We have people who say they can help you repair your credit in a day, or they charge you so much money. One thing I don't kind of understand is that people say, well, we'll help you. You have to pay us to help you, and your credit is not such of a 700 or so, or it's a poor credit. And if you had the money to be able to pay someone to help you with your credit, you could there are such things that you could do it on your own. Can you explain a little bit about that? If they could do it on their own, or should they pay someone to help them with their credit?
Well, one thing about me, I'm a person, um, I like to be frugal. And I'm a kind of person that I say, why pay somebody to do something you can do for yourself? That's just me. Okay. If I can do it myself, I'm going to do it myself. And getting your credit in order is not hard. The problem is you have to make the first step. Many people don't make the first step. Now, I will tell you there's one thing that you can do today that is your first step. Okay? Credit resource, there are many credit resource places that will help you. Or you can go to the library. There are plenty books. Kevin Trudeau has a book, Secrets of Your Credit. And he has templates in there to tell you how to get your credit cleared up, what letter to write, how to do it from A to Z. Now, the first thing a person can do is call the three bureaus, Equifax, TransUnion, and Experian. You can Google them and get the number, or you can do it online. I'm old school. I'm going to call. You can call the number, and you can do it 24 hours a day. They have a line. All of them, one of them don't, but the other two do. You can call the number, and it'll ask you for your information, your social security number. You can get a free credit bureau at least once a year. But since the COVID happened, they started giving out credit checks every day.
Wow.
Every day, or at least once a week. Now, if you're ever denied credit, like you apply for a credit card and they deny you, or you apply to get a car and they deny you, or what have you, you can get a free credit pull right then. You just have to go online and submit, or like some people are not computer savvy, you can call over the phone, the 1-800 number, and they will mail you a credit bureau 7 to 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I suggest that's one of my yearly things. At the beginning of the year, I will call and get a bureau, because sometimes the credit departments make errors, and they may put something on your credit that doesn't belong to you. There was a home on my credit in Cleveland, Ohio. I've never been to Cleveland. It took me an entire year to get that off my credit because I had to write letters and make phone calls. But if I knew what I know today, which is by law, if something is on your credit and they cannot prove that it's yours, they have to remove it in 30 days. And there's a process to do that. You write a letter and you keep track of the date you mail it. Within that 30th day, if they have not proved, which in the way they have to prove it is, here's your social security number. They'll say, well, this is yours, such and such and such. But if they cannot prove that that bill belongs to you, they have to remove it. There's no other questions asked. So that's the way. What you do is pull a bureau for each bureaus, the three, TransUnion, Equifax, and Experian. Sit down with a cup of coffee and go through each one by one. And you can compare them and say, well, hey, why is this over here and it's not on this one? Mm-hmm. Well, that's not my bill. You dispute it and they have to remove it. Okay? Good. That's the first step. Mm-hmm. If you make that step, you can continue to make more steps. And then one by one, a bill that belongs to you, a collection, a judgment, you can get those things off your credit because they do affect your credit score.
Yes. Yes. Wow. Thank you so very much. And a lot of people really need to hear about this because people are struggling today. They're struggling with their credit, with all of the things that have been going on. People are really struggling, and they need to know how to get their credit straight and get certain things off of their credit. So thank you so very much because it's very imperative to buying a home because your credit really has to be one of that if you got things on there and they're not yours, and people say well, you got to pay this, you got to pay that, you have to pay certain things before they'll give you this loan. So it is so important that everyone understand that credit is so important. So thank you so very much. We have just a few more minutes, and I just kind of want to go over just to tell you, we've had 5 days of this Wholeness Revolution Challenge. It's been wonderful. And we've talked about our spiritual part. We've talked about the physical part. We've talked about our social part. We've talked about the mental part. And today is the financial part. And all of those put together certainly helps us to become whole and to, grow in every area of our life. And so, when you think about it, this world has so much going on. People kind of feel like, oh, I'm losing out on this side, I'm losing out on that side. But we can stay and keep things focused if we have plans. You talked about planning. Planning is so important. If you want to buy a home, plan to buy your home and to go through the steps that you need to go through so that when it comes time for you to close on that home, all of your ducks are in a row and you've crossed every T and dotted every I. So Pastor Sheila, you did an awesome job today. And I say, woohoo, for that home run. We've had 5 home runs for the whole week. I tell you, it has been wonderful. And Tonight, we have Brother Gary Sugar, who's going to be with us on tonight, and we're looking forward to him being with us. We're excited about what he has to tell us. And so you don't want to miss the last day, all right? You know how you say some things better is the beginning, better is the end of some things than the beginning. At the beginning, we had great fun. We had great knowledge. We got great wisdom. But now here it is coming to the end. It's going to be even better than what the rest of this week has been. He's an awesome presenter. He's a great man of God, and we're looking forward to hearing him on this evening. And then also on Sunday, he's going to be our speaker for Sunday. So Pastor Sheila, great job. And do you have any last words? And then I'm going to ask Professor Dalton if he has any last words after you, Pastor Sheila.
Yeah, I do have, the thought came to my mind, and I think I need to share this. Sometimes we try to do things by ourselves. And one of the things that I've told in my family is if you have 2 brothers and both of them have wives, or 2 sisters, if you can come together and purchase a home together, if you can live together. Now you have to establish rules and so forth and so on. But if you can come together, or maybe you have a child that will help you to get in a position to purchase a home. And in a year's time, we buy one house, get in that house together, and make it work. It's only 12 months. 12 months is not a long time. And then when that year is up, you will have established, or even in that case, buy a multiplex, buy a duplex. The bank will give you money for a multiplex because you can use the rents for the multiplex as your payments.
Yes, that is.
There you have a 5-plex, and there's you get in one, you live in one, and rent the 4 out, and the 4 can pay the monies for your mortgage for even your rent.
Wow.
And in a year's time, you can say, this is my goal. I'm going to buy a multiplex. And then in a year or 2 years, I'll have enough equity to go and buy myself a home. It's not a time. All you got to do is have a plan
Yes.
and
Yes.
expert.
Yes, and that is so wonderful, and that is something to really think about because many families can do that and be able to still, be families and live there and also keep, and build up their credit and build up their finances as well. That's a very good thought to have. So, but we're gonna, after this, we're gonna go right into our VIP room, and I saw our leader come on, Dr. TV Wilson. I'm so excited to see him here on today. And uh, Dr. Wilson, would you like to say something? And then Professor Dalton will come back to you.
Wow. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, Sheila Scott knows what she's talking about when it comes to real estate, and buying multiplexes and so forth. The reason, I'm driving right now is because we own 28 properties. And one of the properties, the person did not pay for a whole year. So I had to appear in court during this time frame. And and I get what she says about the multiplex. We have two multiplex situations, and it all is profitable. It all works out well. And some of the properties that we turn into Airbnb, that's a good business model as well. And so, I always appreciate going to Sheila Scott's class myself. I've been involved in real estate all my life, but there's still more to learn. The knowledge that she has is second to none. So, Sheila, we appreciate you. And people just got a little taste of what it's all about being at the Success Academy and learning practical things that you can use in your everyday life. You all be blessed. Thank you, Dr. Holmes, for hosting and leading with such a great, great job that you do in every area here at the Success Academy. I'm Dr. TV I'm in Selma, Alabama right now, and I'm out.
All right, Professor Dalton. And then after Professor Dalton, we're going to go right into the VIP room. And so I want you to stay on because you may have some questions for Pastor Sheila. All right, Professor Dalton.
Just want to thank Pastor Sheila for sharing those nuggets with us about real estate and what it takes to prepare for those people who want to get involved in purchasing real estate. She gave us a wealth of information. I appreciate her being here for this challenge and appreciate her being part of XIXI. So, thank you.
Yes. Can you tell us a little bit about what's going to happen tonight a little bit?
We're going to have Gary Sugar. He's going to be with us. He's in charge of our business development at XIXI Success Academy. He also motivates people and gives them, like Dr. Ed does, the mindset of success. So you won't want to miss that.
Thank you so very much. And I do see Gary Sugar here. And Gary Sugar, would you like to say anything before we go into our VIP room, before we shut down on the YouTube? He may be in an area where he cannot speak. Okay, well, we're gonna close down our YouTube and, oh, there he is. There he is. There he is.
Yeah, so this evening, if you all could hear me, it'll be a fun. We'll hit on some of the keys. I don't know if I'm coming through clear or not, but we're gonna hit on keys to having a healthy attitude, healthy money attitude. So that's gonna be our focus.
Wow, well, we're excited for that because we definitely need that to know and also to help us with what Pastor Sheila talked about today. So we're going to close the YouTube. The YouTube is going to close in 5,